Hello friends, I am Dr. Sudhir Rajguru from Department of Management, Arya College of Engineering and Technology. Today the subject is Operation and Supply Management, and this is Supply Chain Design lecture number 2, second lecture, and after that I will also give lecture number 3 of Supply Chain Design, where the design process of chapter the first and second point are discussed here, and third point will be discussed in the lecture number 3. Achieving strategic fit. Strategic fit, consistency between customer priorities of competitive strategy and supply chain capabilities. So there must be a consistency. What are the customer priorities? Priorities are competitive strategies are there according to the competition. What is your competitive strategies? And what is supply chain capabilities in terms whether you are you can give very fast, you can develop fast decisions, or product is delivered very fast, or you are very responsive in that term. So what are your capabilities? Supply chain specified by the supply chain strategies. Competitive and supply chain strategies have the same goals. A company may fail because of a lack of strategic fit, or because its process and resources do not provide the capability to execute the desired strategies. So therefore you may have a strategic fit, you have a strategy of supply chain, but the processes and resources they are not matching, they do not provide capability to execute the desired strategy. So this thing is also there. So you have to understand your capacity in that terms. How is strategic fit achieved? It is developed in 3 steps. Let us discuss 1 and 2 we will discuss here in this video, and step 3 we will discuss in next video. So let us discuss first 2 steps in this video. Understanding the customer and supply chain uncertainty. So here the customer are also uncertain, lifestyle is changing, the various life, taste, everything customers, the things are changing, likes, dislikes are changing from customer point of view, and supply chain uncertainty is there. A lot of problems are there. It can be economical, political, any other kind of lockdown is there sometimes because of, you can see currently. So therefore the uncertainty is there. Then understanding the supply chain, you have to understand the supply chain, whether it is very fast or slow or what responsive, and then achieving strategic fit. Understanding the customer and supply chain uncertainty. So identify the needs of customer segment being served. So first you have to identify the needs, and then you can do the consumer research. Through research you can identify the consumer needs or the particular segment which you are serving. So it can be segment, can be men's or women's or children's, what segment you are serving. So do your research. Quantity of product needed in each lot. So you have to understand what quantity of product is required in each lot. 100 units, 200 units per day, how many lots in a day, 3 lots, 4 lots, you have to decide. Response time customer will tolerate. So you have to understand the response time customer will tolerate. So for example, if you go and for a car, and then the dealership he says that your particular color car can be delivered after 2 months. So do you think the customer will wait for 2 months? No. He will go to another, or he can shift to the another company, because he cannot wait for 2-3 months. So likewise you have to see of FMCG products are there, the essential products are there. You cannot wait for 10 days or a month. So you have to understand the customer, the tolerant time, response time customer will tolerate clearly according to the product. Then variety of products needed. So if it is an automobile company, what variety is needed, because tests are different. So different variety products are there. If you see for FMCG, lot of variety of products are there. If you see toothpaste, lot of variety of toothpaste are available. So which caters the need of each and every segment of the consumer. So this is what is variety we can see even in toothpaste. Service level required. So what is the service level required here? If you go in 2-star hotel, you go in 4-star hotel, or you go in any other star hotel, so then what service level is required? You have to understand. Then you will see a differentiation in service level is also there. You are going in a train also. If you see that the second class is a different facilities is there, third class AC there is a different, first class AC there are different service levels are there. Clear? Price of the product. Price of the product what customer are willing to pay. It is also through research also you can identify, or according to the facilities you are adding in the product, in the service or product, you can add on pricing. You can do bundling of the product also. Desired rate of innovation in the product. So if you are not innovating in the product, the rate of innovations are not there in the product, you can see lot of products are failed in the market. For example, if I take the example of Kodak company, which failed because of they were not improving the technology of digital. The Kodak, they were preparing the same kind of the role of which were fitted in the cameras, and they were not understand that what new technology is coming, digital technology is coming. So the Kodak company failed. Lot of other failures you can see if there is no innovation in the product. The another example I will take of Nokia. Nokia was unable to analyze that the Android technology is coming, so the Nokia company failed. So the rate of innovation in the product is very important. Then understanding the customer and supply chain uncertainty continued. Overall attribute of customer demand uncertainty. Uncertainty of consumer demand for a product. So there is uncertainty, consumer demand. See, according to the prices also, you see, you lower down the price, the customer will go and purchase more product. This is a basic kind of uncertainty. As you decrease the price, the demand will go up. Point number one. Then lot of uncertainties of customers are also there. Lifestyle, if it is changing, so the demand in the, because of some certain things, some medical problems, the demand of certain things can be automatically increased. So in case of in COVID-19, you can see the demand of in COVID, the demand of PPE kit, mask and everything. It was, you can see everybody was purchasing and demand went up. So demand uncertainty of the product is always there. Economic turn, economy is up, economy is down, recession is there. People are not going out in recession and going out and purchasing anything. They are feared of purchasing anything. Recession. They are feared of jobs. Implied demand uncertainty. Resulting uncertainty for the supply chain, given the portion of the demand the supply chain must handle and attributes the customer desired. So demand uncertainty will be there. So now demand the supply chain must handle, whatever demand is there, and what attributes the customer are desiring should be there. If customer want fast delivery, You can see that the Pizza Hut, the companies, they deliver pizza at your home in 20 minutes in a particular radius, because it is the attribute of fast delivery of the food item like pizza is required by the consumer. Levels of implied demand uncertainty. Predictability, predict the implied uncertainty, demand and supply. So you can see this bar graph, the patterns. Predictable supply and demand. You can predict at somewhat level salt in the supermarket. You can predict what is the requirement. Predictable supply and uncertain demand, or uncertain supply and predictable demand, or somewhat uncertain supply and demand. So where the problems are there, uncertainty is there. An existing automobile model, there is uncertainty. Then highly uncertain supply and demand, a new communication device or a new innovation, the demand is highly uncertain whether the consumer will accept it or not. Step number 2, understanding the supply chain. How does the firm best meet the demand? What firm is doing to meet the demand, whether a lot of wholesaling point or distribution centers are there, so that uh, so that they are very fast, or what. Dimensions describing the supply chain is supply chain responsiveness. So it is the dimension that how much responsive you are. Responsiveness, how fast you can deliver a new product, you are responsive. Supply chain is responsive. Supply chain responsiveness. What is responsiveness? Ability to respond to wide range of quantities demanded. If you can, wide range of quantities are demanded, company can deliver very fast. Meet short lead times. Order is given and demand is executed, customer. Lead time, very shorter lead time. In 3 days you are giving, or within 7 days you are giving, very short lead time. Handle a large variety of product. Built highly innovative products. Innovative designs in the products. If you see automobile company, they have the various car coming in various other designs, innovative designs. So the design, every time the customer think, every year they see the car, there is some changes in the design, and it is always new, product is new for them. Or meet a very high level, high service level, meeting a very high service level in terms of services. Service level, it is, we can say in product, after sale service is also very important. How you are handling, or if it is a kind of service, how you are handling the service is important. Step 2, continued understanding the supply chain. There is a cost to achieving responsiveness. Cost is achieved if you are responsive enough for consumer. There is a cost. Supply chain efficiency, cost of making and delivering the product to the customer. Increasing responsiveness result in higher cost that lowers the efficiency. So two figures are there, 2.3 and 2.4. 2.3 cost responsiveness efficient frontier, we will see in next slide, and 2.4 supply chain responsiveness spectrum, we will see in next slide. The second step to achieving strategic fit is to map the supply chain on the responsiveness spectrum. Understanding the supply chain cost responsiveness efficient frontier. On x-axis it is cost, y-axis it is responsiveness. So as you are going from low to high in responsiveness, you see the cost, you can see the cost part also. Clear? If the cost is high, the responsiveness is also high. Cost is low, responsiveness is low. So the graph can be drawn accordingly. You can understand the relation between cost and responsiveness. For as you go on responsiveness, the cost is also high. Responsiveness spectrum, highly efficient. It can be integrated steel mill, somewhat efficient, hence apparel or any other apparel companies. Somewhat responsive, most automotive production. Somewhat responsive, highly responsive, Dell. Highly responsive, Dell. It is we are giving customized product to the consumer. It is highly responsive, customized product. And on the another side, if we say highly efficient integrated steel mill, efficiency in terms of the production is more production, more production is there for the mills and all, so they are highly efficient. Thank you. And the next third point we will discuss in our third lecture number 3.